Hi guys, and welcome back to So Sally-O. Today we are doing a Skye and Everest from Paw Patrol birthday cake topper tutorial. So my daughter absolutely loves Paw Patrol, so this was her choice for her third birthday. If you're new around here, please do consider subscribing by clicking the button below. I'd love to have you join the channel. I upload a new video every single week on kids, cakes or crafts. There's loads of other cake tutorials on the channel, so please do check those out as well. I reply to every single comment, and please like the video if you do enjoy it. So let's get into it. To start with then, you want to just get a round cake, this is 10 inches, and completely cover it in a pale pink fondant. If you look at the colours used, you need a dark pink, a pale pink, a dark turquoise, pale turquoise, 2 shades of grey, black and white, and then a gold and then a brown for Skye herself. So if you want to find out how to cover a cake completely in fondant icing, I will link that video tutorial down below in the description. So for the Paw Patrol badge then, I cut all of this out by hand just with a knife. I think these days you probably can buy some kind of a specific Paw Patrol badge cutter, but it's kind of quicker and easier and cheaper this way. So I use the dark turquoise colour in the background for the main badge shape, cut out a white bone, bent over slightly, and then I used an edible black pen to draw on the word patrol. For the letters PAW, I used a dark pink colour fondant and just cut out those letters a bit larger than you would normally expect with a paler pink colour on top. So the paler pink, those letters are a bit neater and more specific and detailed, just to really stand out and pop against the darker pink background. And then I added a tiny white paw print for the middle section of the A. As you can see from the cake as well, I added flowers on the top and the sides using the complementary colours. I've just got a small cutter at home that I used for that, and then I added a small silver ball in the middle of each of them with some edible glue. There are also 2 paw prints on either side. For these I used white and pale turquoise. I just thought that went best. I did use a really small circular cutter for the main one, and then for the smaller paw sections I used the larger end of a piping nozzle because it was the perfect size to do that. On to Skye first of all. So to make your Skye Paw Patrol cake topper, first of all I would suggest getting a larger ball of the dark pink and squish it into a kind of an oval shape. So that's going to be her body. And then you need to get 4 rolled out pieces of the kind of golden colour fondant. The hind leg ones need to be bent over slightly and just push them in and under Skye's body. The front ones need to be slightly shorter and give them a little bend for the front feet. And then all of them need to be glued on, and then just using like a small knife or anything really, just put 3 indents in each of the limbs to make it look as if she's got, not fingers, but dog fingers. Then you need to be doing her head. Now that's in the same colour as the limbs, so the gold. So that's just going to be a circle, a ball, but then for the nose and the mouth area, to make it look like a proper face, you need to pull out the little nose section slightly and just squish it from the side and the top and the bottom and just gently pull it out. So it's a ball with a little section squished out. For the mouth, I just used my yellow decorating tools. I'll link those down below as well. There is the perfect tool in there just to give any character a little smile, so I just shoved that into the fondant. For the eyes there, I used the yellow ball tool, again from the same set. Pushed that in slightly onto the face to give 2 eye sockets. Nose is just a really tiny oval piece of black fondant glued on, or just stick it on. So for Skye's eyes, you will need a small piece of white fondant just pushed into the eye sockets. I suggest rolling that into a tiny ball first of all before you push it in. Then a tiny piece of pink, then a tinier piece of black fondant on top, and then the smallest ever piece of white fondant finally on the top to make the eyes just pop and look a bit more realistic. Then with a black edible pen, draw on eyebrows and eyelashes. Around the neck is added a pale pink, just a strip, really, really thin, roll it out, glue it on like a collar neck thing. And next you'll want to do the ears, which will go on the head first. So this is using the darker brown. Again, just roll out a smallish piece into a bit of a sausage shape. There are some indents down at the bottom to make it look a bit more like dog fur, and glue those onto the sides of the head. On top, you're going to use the dark pink to make her goggles. So again, just 2 circles and then some thinner, flatter shapes for the straps that hang down the side of her face. And then on the top of her head, just some other pieces of darker brown to act as her fur. So the head of Skye is also stuck on using a cocktail stick. There's cocktail sticks in both of these, just because the icing can get quite heavy and you want it to be really stable and you don't want anyone's head falling off at the birthday party. So on to Everest next. Pretty much the same techniques for head, body and limbs, other than Everest has got 2 shades of grey in her sort of hind legs and forelegs, I think they're called. So you'll just need smaller pieces of fondant really, and then just make the sections for the hands and feet with the pale grey, and again add those indents in. Everest also has a little collar around her neck, so I've done that in a pale turquoise with her body section being the darker turquoise. Just cut the 2 ends of a roll of fondant icing sort of into a sharp end, so you've got that nice collar shape. Wrap it around, stick it on with some edible glue. The head on Everest is slightly different because she's got the dark grey, but then sort of a heart-shaped paler grey. So I suggest making the same shaped face as you did for Skye, but then adding on a really, really thin layer of pale grey right at the end over the face. And you can still squash that together and pull out that nice nose shape. Again, add on a small piece of black for the nose, do a little smile. Everest eyes are slightly different because they're blue, but you'll still need eye sockets, white fondant, turquoise fondant, black and white, and then eyelashes and eyebrows again. Everest's ears stick up, so you'll need 2 triangles of the paler grey with a smaller triangle of darker grey inside, so squash those all in and just glue them on the top. Hold them on for a few seconds to make sure they are secure. She's also got this headband thing, which is again just a strip of the pale turquoise rolled out, cut quite thinly and just glued on top. Skye and Everest, the cake toppers, are also stuck onto the cake itself with glue and a cocktail stick, just to make sure they're really secure. If you are moving the cake to the birthday party venue, I suggest taking the cake in a separate box, and then I packaged up the Skye and Everest cake toppers in a separate box, completely surrounded by kitchen towel and tissues and all sorts. And then just before the party started, put them on top and make sure everything's secure and no bits and pieces have fallen off. Skye and Everest have also got tiny, tiny tails. Everest is dark grey and Skye's is the dark brown colour. The tiniest piece in a little triangular roll, just glued on their bottoms. And they've also got backpacks on, which is literally just a cube of icing and squash it down, a squashed square shape, and glue it on. And that's pretty much it, how to make your Skye and Everest Paw Patrol birthday cake topper. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry that this wasn't actually a video and it was more of a photo montage, but this was actually a year or so ago and I hadn't actually started my YouTube channel then, but I thought this would be a really sort of interesting, helpful video for people who are looking for children's birthday cake ideas and who doesn't love Paw Patrol. So if you aren't already subscribed, please do click that button below. I'd love to have you join the channel. I upload videos every single week on kids, cakes and crafts, and I reply to every single comment. So if you've got any questions at all about this specific video, please do let me know below. Please like the video and I'll see you next week. Bye.